Welcome to another episode of Two Brothers, Same Mother. Of course, we got Sheik here, who apparently his face is red. It looks like he's been drinking since noon today. And we got AJ on the other side. Don't be fooled. I've been drinking since noon, too. Speaking of drinking since noon, I know we've had quite a few days to digest it, but if you've been watching the Eagles, man, it kind of drives you to drink. And I want to start with this, man. You could sum up the Eagles in one sentence, or like what you've seen so far. What would it be? Because to me, it'd be, what the hell is that?
This is very bad football.
I feel like to have very bad football, though, you have to have a strategy. At some point, it's just an awful strategy. I don't understand the strategy.
It's just bad. I'm not even gonna try to figure it out. I don't know. Let me try. Right. By
the way, if you're not following along, Eagles played Thursday night. They lost by 6. A lot of people in the betting world, they were happy because the Eagles covered on some fluke stuff. But let me tell you, this is 2 games now with both the Chiefs and the Bucs that if you look on paper, you're a fantasy football guy, look on paper, looks like, they're not that far off. But if you watch the game, you feel like, these are 2 teams that were just playing with us. If they wanted to, they could have beat us by 50.
I wouldn't say that about the Chiefs. I definitely would say that about this game.
The Chiefs could have easily put up 50.
Yeah, we could have easily put up 60 if it wasn't. Because you have to look how many touchdowns that ended drives. We had 3 drives that we didn't score on. We could have easily
put up 60 if we had a different coach.
No, that was the stupid shit that we had. We had against the Chiefs. The Chiefs, I really wasn't even mad about. The Chiefs was just like, I was more frustrated with the players on that aspect.
Well, let me be clear. I'm not mad about the Chiefs or the Bucs in the sense of overall losing.
I'm mad about the Bucs. I'm
not mad that we lost to the Bucs. I'm mad about how we lost to the Bucs because that was a game that they gift wrapped to us. I felt like Tom Brady, it was obvious that hand was bothering him. They weren't firing on all cylinders on offense. And
they weren't?
No.
They weren't?
No.
They were up 28-7 on this, and they took their foot off the brake. They could have easily, we were lucky to even score 22.
They still weren't firing on all cylinders. That's my point. That's how bad we are. Right. That's what I'm getting at. It's the game plan. It's the coaching that is blowing my mind, especially on the offensive side. And I'm kind of jumbling up stuff. I'm sorry. I haven't had an intro to talk about this through with anybody. I had it separated, but this Nick Sirianni guy, I wanted to believe so much into what he was saying, and his actions and his words to me aren't matching up. You can't be at week 6 and say, I don't know what our identity is. Like,
no.
You should know what you want your team's identity to be, and the fact that you don't is a problem.
I'm not saying Nick Sirianni is a good coach. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm not saying that either. His play calling has been extremely suspect. But is it because of his play caller? And I meaning in Jalen Hurts. It's not, hey, Jalen Hurts would be really good if you didn't have Nick Sirianni. Or this team would be better if we had better play calling. I believe it's both. I believe it's both of them. I believe it's Nick is a first-year head coach who's never called plays before, who is trying to find his way and is struggling.
Well, here's my issues, and I don't mean to cut you short. First off,
go ahead.
What's that?
I said, yeah, you do, but go ahead.
No, I don't mean to, but Nick Sirianni said today that they don't lack experience. He's actually very happy in his coaching experience.
So what is he supposed to say? Like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Of course he's going to say,
there's a lot of in between, though. You don't have to say, I'm learning on the job. But you could say, like, hey, I think we have some decent experience coaching here, even though, a lot of us this is our first time in this position. But even the best coaches sometimes might make mistakes, learn on the job. That's a process. You could do something beyond saying that I'm extremely satisfied with my play calling. I'm extremely satisfied with our experience. And that the reason why we're not running the ball is because of Jalen Hurts. That's bullshit. Sure he did. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of RPOs and Jalen Hurts keeps on doing passes.
And he's also at the same time, and he's not. I have a question. If you pull RPO, run play option, right? It's either run or pass it, right?
And I'll tell you,
in an RPO, whose job is it to decide whether to hand it off or throw it?
defensive tackle.
No, seriously, whose job is it?
The quarterback. Well, the coach tells the quarterback what to key on. If you're, and this is all defenses are doing.
And if Jalen Hurts isn't reading his keys, that's
no,
the whole
key
issue.
is right. The defense is just saying, hey, and this is not to take away the blame from Jalen Hurts.
The key is right. The key is right.
No,
then how can we keep getting illegal man's downfield?
Stop. The key is if the defensive end or the defensive tackle, whatever you're reading, are in that hole, you go to pass. And literally what defenses are doing is saying, you just stay there and the other team will play pass. And that's all they're doing. You got to get rid of the run pass option, period, because it's the one of only 3 plays you're essentially running in your offense at this point. If something's not working as a coach, if something's not working, i.e. your wide receiver rub routes that you're doing that you keep on getting caught on, right? At some point, you got to realize either you don't know how to teach it or get rid of it. This RPO stuff being most of your offense is not working, period. A lot of that has to be on Jalen Hurts, but at some point as a coach, don't you have to change up and do with what you work with? Because that was
personally, I think he doesn't have enough confidence. Because look at the offenses he's come from.
And I'm sorry, you're talking about Hurts or Sirianni doesn't have enough confidence.
Sirianni doesn't have enough confidence in Hurts.
Gotcha.
Look at the offenses he's come from. And look at the quarterbacks he's had. He's had Phillip Rivers twice, and he's had Andrew Luck. Okay, Andrew Luck did a little RPO, but not really. It was a pretty West Coast offense, run the ball, short game, long game, whatever. What they're running is they're saying it's a college offense. I've had 10-year-olds that run this offense slightly better.
It's a Division II college offense.
It's not. Once again, I've had 10-year-olds run our offense better than this. But I think they're running it so heavy because he doesn't. They're literally running this because this is what Jalen Hurts is comfortable with because it's what he ran at Oklahoma.
So here's my question to you.
And hold on. So back to the whole RPO thing. Jalen isn't reading. The corners are pressing up. I trust Miles Sanders. Matter of fact, the other day when they scored the 1 touchdown against Carolina, they handed the ball off, right? They handed the ball off, and he didn't hand the ball off, and he ran it in, and we were both like, damn, either one of them could score, right? On the touchdown that Jalen Hurts ran in against Carolina to take the lead. Okay. Sure. In that game, what helped? Was Jalen Hurts starting to hand the ball off? Was Jalen Hurts throwing the ball to his running back and tight ends? What got them back in this game? Handing the ball off, going to his tight ends.
Nick Sirianni calling a handoff, not a run pass option, but you hand the ball off.
It was still a run pass option. It was still RPO.
No, there was a few run of those plays that to me, I could be wrong. It looked like it was a run. It wasn't a run pass option. It looked like it was a straight handoff. It wasn't straight under center, but it didn't look like an RPO. It looked like you just straight hand. There was some RPOs where he handed the ball off too. You're right. I think for me, just overall, it's just, look, I'm frustrated with everything. I think everybody's frustrated with it, especially when it comes to the quarterback and the head coach. That doesn't mean that I expected them to be incredible. You could.
No, but you expect them both to be competent.
If you're at the point with this quarterback where you think this quarterback is incapable of running more than wide receiver screen right, wide receiver screen right, left, and a couple RPOs. I mean, like, I'm sorry, there is no excuse not to run slants. I didn't see a single slant route, none. And I want to blame the coach. And if that's Jalen Hurts, if suddenly Jalen Hurts is not comfortable with reading a slant route, bro, I don't know, man. I don't want to be that guy that says pull the plug on a kid that hasn't even had 16 starts, but that's really troubling.
It is. You still got to see if he can work himself out.
Sure.
I mean, if Philly were always quick, let him bench him. For who? Flacco?
Well, I think
and there's no quarterbacks in this draft that are worth a fuck anyway.
Well, I think the thing is that there's so many questions, right? And we just want, as fans, we would like to feel good about something. It's just so bad when, as you said, is it the quarterback or is it the coach or is it both? Because I'm with you. I don't feel Jalen Hurts would be better in another system, and I don't feel Sirianni's system would work better with another QB that, unless if it's someone like, that is just a Lamar or
right. I feel with better play calling, Hurts will look a little better. But I also feel, and that's why I was saying the double-edged sword thing. I also feel that if Sirianni had a accurate quarterback with a actual legit arm, his offense will look better.
Yeah, I agree. There's I don't think you can argue that.
Yeah, it's both. That's why I said it's both, and it's like a double-edged sword. At the end of the day, if neither one of them work out, I'm not gonna be mad at either one of them. You know what I'm saying? You took a chance on Sirianni. You took a chance on this. At the end of the day, it's Howie. This is all due to Howie. Period. We are going into week 7. He's getting ready to play his 11th NFL start, and we're not even sure he's an NFL quarterback yet.
And I'll go one further even with that. Like, listen, for all you could say about Clappy the Clown, my man Jason Garrett, he ran his offense when Dak was a rookie. Andy ran it. You didn't see Andy doing speed right, speed left with Donovan, even though Donovan could do it. He ran his offense. Right. You customize an offense if you have a Cam Newton or a Lamar Jackson, because a young Cam and Lamar, like Cam Newton was bigger than linebackers, and Lamar has 4.28 speed. Like, that's different.
Right. Yeah, you can still you can still turn your your offense up with him, but don't completely change your offensive philosophy to make him comfortable.
Right, and I'll tell you, I mean, this is very Jeffrey Lurie-like, but just the way things look so discombobulated. If this goes on for 17 weeks, I don't know if Sirianni's back.
They already said Sirianni's back. He's not on that hot seat.
Yeah, and they said that losing Carson Wentz would be like losing a finger. That's why Jeffrey Lurie has 9 fingers, or Howie Roseman has 9 fingers.
That was That was once again, that wasn't the Eagles doing that. That was Carson Wentz forcing his hands. So if Carson Wentz said, "Oh, chop, there go your finger. I'm out. Peace."
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, listen, we're going to talk about the Eagles and Raiders coming up, which is going to be, their next opponent. Raiders actually had a really, really good win. And we're going to talk a little bit about around the NFL too, as we go through our game picks and stuff like that. So stay tuned. Two Brothers, Same Mother. Please, check out all the other episodes of the show.